Giving a huge shout out to two people that I very much respect. Two Eagles content creators, Desert Eagle 90 and the Dingbat himself, my man 500, Philly 500. Those guys paid their bets up, kept their word, and just kept it all the way classy. You know what I mean? Those two guys I got a great deal of respect for doing something like that. But I want to talk. What's going on, William? But the way that I feel about how the game won, this is why I'm so glad I didn't bet with anybody so I wouldn't have to burn these bridges. But the way I feel about how that game went and the way I feel about the robbery that took place, I don't think I would have been able to pay the bet up. I just don't think I would have been able to pay the bet up. It's like, no. We would just had it would have just had to been smoke. I don't think I would have been able to do it. It would have had to been a bet to somebody that I truly respect. What's going on, Travis? Uncle Leroy chilling, man. I just talked to Uncle Leroy, man. I told Uncle Leroy he need to do a video, man, because this is a big game for both teams. Philly fan always. What's going on? Make a mock draft already. So basically you telling me to not talk about the Eagles anymore. You'll probably be dead and gone before that happened. The only way I won't be talking about my team is if I'm dead and gone. Come on, bruh. Make a mock draft. Did you see me make a mock draft last year and we won the Super Bowl? This is crazy. I was in the Crow video. I lost money on that game. And you lost bread on that game, Joe? That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. I won some money off DraftKings because DraftKings is set up based off player performance. So it's not about who's going to win or who's going to lose. You know what I'm saying? Your player could go ham, but the team still lose. That's why I kind of like DraftKings, man. We going to win this week. Watch. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like, come on, the Eagles still have some games left at way too early for that. You really think Nick Foles should you think Nick Foles should start, Philly fan always? Like you think he should just be like the guy for us? Because I don't agree with that. You know, a protected Nick Foles is accurate and dangerous. But listen, guys, y'all missing the key ingredient. I mean, you Philly fan always, you're right for feeling that way. You're right for feeling that way. That's your right because Nick Foles did win the Super Bowl. But what you guys got to understand is, like in my last video, if you didn't see it, Tom Brady came back from the knee injury, struggled a little bit. Carson Wentz came back from knee injury, struggles a little bit, but Carson Wentz's struggles are from not being protected. Carson Wentz is not having accuracy issues. You gonna bring Nick Foles now? Y'all all about to get what y'all want. I believe you're gonna bring Nick Foles back. You're gonna get a very mediocre Nick Foles because Mike Groh is still the coordinator. Frank Wright not there no more. Flip not there. The quarterback whisperer and the mastermind behind the play calling offensively aren't there anymore. Oh, you're not saying him being a starter, period? Well, I misunderstood. Doug better run the ball the same amount he did for Carson. Let's see how Foles does. That's what I'm saying, Joe Thomas. I think they're going to protect Nick Foles. I think they're going to protect Nick Foles by running the ball. I am mad because Carson shit had sat out. Foles could have had a better chemistry with the starting receiving core. I don't think Carson Wentz should have sat out. Listen. It's not about Wentz. This isn't about Wentz versus this. What's going on, Kirsten? This isn't about Wentz versus Foles. This is about the calls that are being played. Nobody, I don't care if you Joe Montana, nobody can succeed when calls are being played like the calls that are, dude, we ran a quarterback keeper. We ran a sweep on like a 3rd and 3 with Carson Wentz, who supposedly got a bad back. Come on, bro. Come on. Even though, even though we beat the Giants, we were throwing passes on the 1-yard line. We stopped giving the ball to Josh Adams. Josh Adams disappeared. Foles is short-term for now. Wentz is long-term. Wentz is long-term, I agree. But this is Foles' opportunity. I honestly hope Foles balls out because this is a great bargaining chip for us. If Foles balls out, we get to trade him to somebody. What's going on, Ryan? If Foles ball out, we get to trade him. I lost 400 against them bums. It was hard to give that up, man. I got it back through you wager. That's what I'm saying, man. It's hard. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I got respect. I got respect for Desert Eagle honoring his bet. I got respect for Philly, for my man 500 honoring his bet. But if I mean, I just feel like I just feel like the team got robbed. I feel like good fans of the Philadelphia Eagles were robbed, especially the ones that placed money on this game. When you betting on something, you want to see a good, clean, fought match. You don't want to see stuff like that, man. You had to bet, you had to pay. That's crazy. That's crazy. You just don't want to see stuff like that. Eagles were not robbed. Come on, man. Everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying it except Dallas Cowboys fans. Everybody's saying it, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to harper too much on that because that game is dead and gone. It's about what we got going on with our team. But come on, man. Look at the benefit. Look at the benefit of having the Dallas Cowboys in as many primetime games as possible. The highest rated games, the most viewed games. The most viewed games on TV, I think this year was the Cowboys and the Saints, and I think the Eagles and the Cowboys. Imagine them in the playoffs, how many views that's going to get. The Cowboys already generate the most revenue out of any NFL team, but they just haven't been able to put it together for a huge run. Imagine the revenue they get off of that. Come on, man. You mean to tell me that we weren't robbed? Are you crazy? We were robbed, bruh. What if Foles gives us a good run to the playoffs? If Foles gives us a good run to the playoffs, it just increases his trade value. Carson Wentz is the future. Carson Wentz is the future. There's no way that they bench Carson Wentz. There's no way. No, at this point, bringing Foles in with Mike Groh, Carson Wentz's numbers aren't bad. Carson Wentz actually has the highest QBR of his career right now. You know what I mean? Nick Foles will struggle with this offensive coordinating and this play calling. The only way Nick Foles won't struggle is if they commit to the run. That's the only way. The only way they go. The only way. Foles was struggling in preseason when we were still warming up with Carson. Foles was struggling. It took Foles like 3 games to get his feet wet. Foles actually started balling out against. When did Foles start balling out? Foles started balling out against Tampa. And then he was gone after that. He played all of preseason games mostly, and then he had 2 regular season games. He looked bad against the Falcons, but we still won. Foles lose value if we lose. No, Foles don't lose value if we lose. Foles lose value if he throw like 10 picks in these 3 games. That's the only way Foles lose value. And then still he can get traded for a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. Still after that. Who wouldn't pick him up? You know how many teams right now need Nick Foles? You know how many teams would love Nick Foles? The Jaguars. Who else needs a quarterback back? Come on, y'all, give it to me. I think the Bills. The Bills don't need a quarterback anymore. Foles is a serviceable backup. The Cardinals, the Redskins, Oakland. There you go. Cincinnati. Look how many people could use the. Damn sure the Redskins will give us top tier money. The Bucks maybe. Yeah, the Bucks. The Bucks. I could see the Bucks offloading Jameis Winston to like the. I could see the Bucks offloading him to the Jags. Something like that. I don't know if San Fran need a quarterback. They're gonna wait for their guy to get back. So I don't know if San Fran is one of those teams that need a quarterback. But, you know, at the end of the day, shutting down Carson Wentz can be a good thing or a bad thing. Listen, man, if his back bothering him, there's no need in keeping him out there. I agree. If we had something to play for, I know he'd be out there. But it seems like we ain't got nothing really to play for. We really ain't got nothing to play for. We trade Nick Foles and Brandon Graham to Jags for Jalen Ramsey. I think you could trade Nick Foles. Yeah, I could see Brandon Graham. I'll trade Nick Foles and Brandon Graham. I would love Jalen Ramsey, man. We need a cornerback bad, bro. We need a cornerback bad. I believe we would have been all right if we would have took Patrick Peterson instead of Golden Tate. I believe we would have been all right now. Yeah, BG gonna go somewhere and get paid. We're not gonna re-sign BG. With all the free agents we got coming up, they said we should have the lowest amount of cap space out of anybody in the league. We might be going through some dark times. Glad we signed everybody we needed to sign. You know what I mean? Sidney Jones a bust or no? I can't say Sidney Jones is a bust. He just hurt. Right now, I could kind of label him as injury prone. If Foles gets us to the playoffs, then you can't really hate on people saying Foles over Wentz. You can't hate on it. I agree. You can't hate on that. But who knows what it takes to get us to the playoffs at this point? The Panthers or the Vikings could never win another game, and Foles just got to win one, and we get in the playoffs. You know what I mean? We get in the playoffs. Foles will just have to just beat the Giants. No, not the Giants, the Redskins, and we get in the playoffs. It's about the team. Like I don't care, man. I don't care. I don't care if Stone Cold Steve Austin was the quarterback. If he getting the job done, I don't care. It's always about the team. I'm a Carson Wentz fan, a huge Carson Wentz fan. I believe Carson Wentz is the franchise quarterback. I believe he ain't going nowhere. But Cam Newton injured, like not playing. Think Tate will resign. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. If we make it to the playoffs and take out Dallas, that'll be a dream come true, Bird Gang. That'll be a dream come true, man. That'll be a dream come true. Aguilar resigned. Is Aguilar a free agent? I'm not sure about that. So much for this Golden Tate experiment. Yeah, it's looking like so much for the Golden Tate experiment, but Foles might use him. Foles might use him correctly. The thing, shit, I do care because Doug is the clear problem, in my opinion. You think, you know what? Doug is a huge problem, Joe Thomas. I'll agree with you there. Because although Doug isn't one of the coordinators, Doug trumps the coordinators. If you see somebody continuously doing a bad job, override them. Do something. Say, no, we're not going to do that right now. All this, I got faith in my guys. Dude, that should have hurt you, bro. That should have hurt you. That should have hurt you, man. Do you think we will bring Wallace back off IR? I think if Wallace takes something small, if Wallace take pennies, he might come back. If Wallace take pennies, he might come back. Doug don't want to be that guy. He don't want to be like, oh, that's a shitty guy to be as a head coach. But dog, we defended Super Bowl champions. If somebody wasn't doing something right weeks ago, Doug should have been bit a bone out of Schwartz's ass. He should have bit a bone out of Schwartz's ass in not in the Bucks game, really. Doug is the biggest reason of the hangover, but we Eagles Nation and we don't point fingers. Right now, it looks like the first-round pick was worth it for Cooper for Dallas. I agree. Cooper is looking like a first-round pick. We resign Ajayi. We need to resign Ajayi. We need to resign Ajayi, but if we're not going to run Ajayi, then don't resign him. We need to bring Blunt back in the offseason. Nah, man, we good on Blunt, man. Yo, what's good, bro? Big fan. What's going on, John Walter? How you feeling, bro? I wonder why we even got Mike Groh in the first place. Because Mike Groh, wasn't he on the staff? He was a wide receiver coach last year. Mike Groh basically was grandfathered into this. It's just blasphemous that Deuce Staley is not calling plays. It's complete blasphemy to me. It's utter disrespect. Jay Ajayi is dangerous, violent runner. He's awesome. I love Jay Ajayi, man. I love Jay Ajayi. I love Jay Ajayi. But if Nick Foles balls out, be prepared for the quarterback controversy, man. Who was the biggest disappointment on the Eagles this season? Roster-wise? The biggest disappointment on the Eagles this season, roster-wise? The biggest disappointment on the Eagles this season, roster-wise. I'll go group-wise. I think this season, the biggest disappointment, you can't count Wallace because Wallace didn't play. If you're talking about one single player, the biggest disappointment, oh man. You know what? I can't single one player out because that's wrong. You gotta point out a group. The biggest disappointment is the D-line because with those names on that defensive line, we were supposed to be able to stop the run better. We were supposed to get pressure on the quarterback. But this D-line is just a bunch of names. A bunch of names. In my opinion, the person that played the best on the defensive line this year has been Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett is the only one that played with like some heart and some aggression. And that didn't really start happening until he started getting consistent time because the other kid went down, Derek Barnett. We're 0-7 when we run less than 25 times and 6-0 when we run more than 25 times this year. I did not know that, Joe. I did not know that, Joe. I honestly didn't know that, man. That's a good stat, bro. That's a good stat. Good stat, bro. Good stat. That's actually the first time I saw that. Where'd you see that at today? Our run game increases with Foles gets in. He never has to throw the ball as much as Wentz. Loyal to Houston, what's going on, bro? What's going on? He don't, and that's what I don't understand, bro. That's what I don't understand. They don't force it. They don't either. I think they're calling the same plays. We're calling RPOs. Foles, You don't want an RPO. The quarterback has the option. I believe Foles is giving the ball to the running back, saying, do what you do. I think Carson is pulling it back to pass it too much if it's an RPO situation. If they're calling direct passes for Carson, that's different. If it's an RPO, you know, you stick the ball in the running back gut. It's like an option play out. It's like a play action type of thing. It's like a play action type of thing. And Foles has been around longer, so Foles can kind of see the defense, and Foles know when to keep that ball in the gut of the running back. You know what I mean? Should Philly get a halfback, cornerback, or linebacker, or O-lineman in the draft? Cornerback or linebacker, in my opinion. Cornerback or linebacker. Foles over Wentz, you tripping. When it comes to pure talent and age and where you are, it's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close. I think Carson, Carson can't plant his foot right now. Carson can't throw the same way he threw. He's just now a year off of the injury. I don't know if any of you guys ever had a knee injury. That don't go away overnight. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Kirsten. I think shit, can we draft a new offensive coordinator? I agree, Joe Thomas. I really feel like that. I feel like, and I got your same feelings on that, Joe. I really feel like, where'd Joe go? I really feel like, where Kirsten at? I'm adding some moderators, man, to the people who are always here, Joe and Kirsten, 2 new moderators. I really feel like that they're going to run the ball more. And I feel like it's going to be a slap in the face to all of us, bro. It's going to be a slap in the face because just like the stat we just saw, if they run the ball 25 times or more, we're 6-0. We 6-0 or whatever. We undefeated when we run the ball 25 times or more. We lost every game where we didn't keep that formula. It'll be a slap in the face if they start running the ball and protecting Nick Foles now. It'll be a slap in the face, man. It'll be a snap in the face, man. A slap in the face. If that's the case, Doug Peterson is the problem. So this is going to show a lot about Doug Peterson. But I feel like right now you got to run the ball more. I feel like his hands are tied. I feel like you got to run the ball more. If you're Doug Peterson, you should run the ball more. Do I think we can make it back to the Super Bowl next season? I agree. We should make it back to the Super Bowl. I think we got a shot. I think we got a shot. The Dallas Cowboys, they're concerned with being the kings of the East. We don't care about that shit. We won the Eastern title so many times. We won that so many times. What are you going to do when you get that? What you going to do when you do? What are you going to do with it? Get knocked off in the first round? I'm not trying to go to the playoffs and just be a crash dummy anyway. Going to the playoffs is cool, but if we're not good enough to advance, I'm good on the playoffs, bro. I'm good on the playoffs. Todd Bowles for defensive coordinator next year. Get Jimmy out now. I don't think Schwartz is really that bad of a problem, man. I think Schwartz actually got his game back. I think Schwartz actually got the guys to play better football over the last 3 weeks. And when you can get some walk-ons basically to buy into the system better than your starters were before they start going down, I think the walk-ons that we got at cornerback right now, I think the difference is that they tackle better as a group. Sidney Jones and Ronald Darby can't tackle. The only one that can tackle out of that whole starting group is Jalen Mills. These young guys, Crevion LeBlanc and everybody else, they aren't afraid to tackle. And that's the difference that you saw with the play. Rest him, coming from a Cowboys fan. You don't want him to become another Romo. You're right about that, Jason P. or another RG3. They tackling better for sure. Not perfect, but better. You're right. Your honest opinion on Crevion LeBlanc. I think Crevion LeBlanc is somebody they need to keep. Crevion LeBlanc should have been on Amari Cooper. Why? You know what? That is the worst decision of the season, bro. To put Sidney Jones on Amari Cooper twice. And for him to get burnt twice. And for them to not put no help over the top twice. That was the worst decision of the season. The worst decision of the season. And that's where Doug Peterson needs to trump. What are we calling right here? We tied the game up. They were on their heels. They stopped running the ball. What are we calling right here? It needs to be helped. We don't want to give up the big play. That's one thing we don't want to do is give up the big play. In a tie ball game where we had to fight to get this tie. That was the worst decision of the season, man. I'm sorry. The worst decision of the season. If you're going to put anybody over there, why wouldn't you put Rasul over there then? I mean, Rasul can't keep up with him either, but why wouldn't you put Rasul on him? I watched that game. Eagles should have resigned Patrick Robinson. Patrick Robinson didn't want to stay. Patrick Robinson made the right decision. Obviously, the Saints might go to the Super Bowl. P-Rod ain't want to stay. He took the money. P-Rod was on a prove-it deal, on a one-year prove-it deal. He was good. I think by Pro Football Focus, he was like a top 3 slot corner last year. He earned his money. He earned his money. You know what I mean? He earned his money. Alshon Jeffries is the #1 receiver. The thing about Mike Groh is Mike Groh got scared, and Mike Groh decided to make sure nobody else gets targeted as much as Zach Ertz, because Zach Ertz has been consistently balling out. That's not how you win. That's not how you win. The Philadelphia Eagles should have been running the ball a minimum of 20 times a game. My favorite Eagle of all time is Brian Dawkins. But I was a huge Jeremiah Trotter fan. I think the Saints might run the ball more than us. Cowboys looking like the Eagles right now, last year right now, they might win it all. Stop. Please stop. Let me tell you the difference between the Cowboys and the Eagles last year. The Cowboys had the #1 seed. We had a first-round bye. The road to the Super Bowl went through us. That's not the same situation for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, I'll be covering the draft this year. That's not the same situation for the Dallas Cowboys, so please don't ever say that again. I don't know Nitro Freak personally, so I don't know if he's trash or not. But, you know what I mean? We don't do no slander in these chats. No slander. If he trash, you tell him. Cowboys ain't going to win anything. I agree. I love Trotter's energy, too. And I'm an Eagles fan, but they going to win. The Eagles not... Listen, the Cowboys not winning the Super Bowl, bro. The Cowboys not winning the Super Bowl, man. The Cowboys are not going to have that. Listen, the Cowboys had, in this 5-game winning streak, they had 3 home games in a row. 3 home games in a row. When Dallas was the #1 seed in Dak and Zeke's rookie year, what did they do? Get put out in the first round. The Dallas Cowboys are the first #1 seed in the last 5 years to not go to the Super Bowl. To not go to the Super Bowl. In the last 5 years, every #1 seed has went to the Super Bowl, including Nick Foles, except for the Dallas Cowboys, though. Think about that. I want the Cowboys to get the 3 seed and we get the 6 seed. We will stick them the 3rd go around. Book that. I believe it, too. I believe if we see them again in the playoffs, I believe Carson is activated. I believe we get them this time. I wanted us to get in the playoffs so bad because I feel like we got the depth and we got the talent and we got that thing that pops. Like when we know it's over if we lose, I feel like we're a different team. I feel like we're still playing stupid because it ain't all the way over yet. The season ain't over. You know what I mean? You got Rams going versus KC or the Chargers. Man, I don't want the Chargers or KC in the Super Bowl. Honestly, the way I feel right now, this might be bitter. If you ain't never winning Lombardi, I don't want you in the Super Bowl. I don't want no new team to win a Lombardi for a long time because they the ones hating on us the most. Falcons, Vikings, etc. They the ones hating on us. They the ones so mad that we out the most because they will never smell it. Cowboys looking like the Vikings last year. Cowboys looking like the Vikings last year. That's more accurate. That's more accurate. I think the Bears are going to get devoured in the playoffs. Well, not in the first round. You know what? I don't think the Bears are going to beat the Seahawks. I think that's how it's lining up right now. I don't think the Bears are going to beat the Seahawks. Dallas fans delusional. They will never win under Garrett and Dak. Dallas fans, this is winning the East right now because we just won a Super Bowl is all that they care about. They don't care about getting another Lombardi, man. I do want Andy to get his, however. Andy might be the oldest coach in the league. No, I think Seattle coach is pretty old. Is Wentz officially out Sunday? It was nothing official. Nothing was official saying Wentz was out. You know what I mean? It's all allegedly. I believe I put that in the title of my last video. But it's the fact that he didn't practice today. A lot of people don't practice. Cowboys versus Texans in the Super Bowl. No. I'm not sleeping on the Bears, but you know, you know what, you really can't sleep on the Bears. You're right, you can't sleep on the Bears. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't sleep on the Bears. The defense is savage. Do I still think Wentz will play? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. I feel like this late in the season, if they're doing this just as a tactic to mix up the Rams, so they can mix up who they got a game plan for, I think that's lame. I think it's lame at this point in the season. If we're resorting to that, it's lame, bruh. That's lame. That's lame. When we should just be resorting to running the ball more. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Desert Eagle in the building? Appreciate the hard work, fam. Keep posting. Oh, you already know, Law Nation. You already know, brother. You already know, man. You already know. I appreciate your hard work as well, man. We got to do that debate. We got to do that debate again because I was a little pressed for time. You know, I had some real questions for y'all, man. I had some real questions for y'all. You know what I mean? Lord Brunson, what you eat for dinner? That's probably the weirdest question I got today. I actually didn't even eat dinner yet. I'm going to meet my wife and my daughter at a restaurant. Because we're getting some work done on our house. These people are coming at 5:30. I should have told their ass no. But yeah, we're going to eat out tonight. I don't know, though. But I need some chicken and rice, though. You know, I don't eat anything. I was just saying, Desert Eagle, before you got on, bro, I was just saying that, you know, I got real respect for you for, you know, owning up to your bet. I got real respect for my man 500, Philly 500, owning up to his bet because, bro, it takes some guts. Even though I know both of you guys, even though I don't know if you guys have been outspoken about it, but I feel like both of you guys know we were robbed. I feel like both of you guys know we were robbed. And in a case like that, the North Philly Brunson might have come out and be like, I'm not paying that. I can't honor that bet. You know what I mean? That's why I'm glad I didn't get put in any position to burn any bridges. I'm glad I didn't bet. I just wanted to watch the game. I didn't want any more added pressure. But you held it down, bro. You held it down. And I know that had to hurt you to honor that bet. We would have stopped the Steelers. Lord Brunson, only one coach has won the Super Bowl, not in their first 3 years with the team. Jason Garrett has zero chance. You're right. I believe it. You're right. Everybody gets robbed in the NFL. But everybody don't get robbed the way we got robbed. You get the fumble and they say, no clear evidence. Come on, bro. That's ridiculous. And a lot of people want to say, again, that we shouldn't be talking about that because it's the first play of the game. We're a team that starts slow. Traditionally, all season, we've been starting slow. If we go up 7-0, it changes everything. If I can go back in time and not go to work today, even though I went to work today, if I can not go to work today, that changes the course of the events of the whole day. You see how things change when things are supposed to be the way they are? I went to work today. I stuck to my usual schedule, and here I am, doing my usual live at the usual time. Lord Brunson, your most loyal troll is here. Who's that? Give Indy a shout-out. I hope we can help the Eagles out by beating the Cowboys this Sunday. I can't stand Cowboys fans. Shout out to Indy, though. Shout out to Indy, though. I got a feeling Foles is going to come in and win games and controversy will start. I got that same feeling, man. Have a blessed day, Lord Brunson. You too, Jerry. Drummer boy. Oh, Drummer boy. Man. Listen, man. Drummer always here, Kirsten, man. We can't help Drummer. Crybabies. Listen, give me a Dallas Cowboys fan who can honestly, I know there's a bunch of Dallas Cowboys fans in this chat right now. We got 99 people in here. Give me one Dallas Cowboys fan who could tell me that we didn't recover that fumble. Tell me we didn't recover that fumble. Honestly, look at my eye and say we didn't recover that fumble. Honestly. Tell me right now. Just say you didn't recover it. Tell me. Tell me so I could tell you a liar, bruh. To be honest, I just turned 30 years old and I have been watching religiously since 2000 and have never seen a fumble like that revised. I have never seen someone like Goddard get flagged for nothing. It was BS, bruh. It was BS. It was a robbery. I feel you, but the NFL pushes the Cowboys more collectively. The NFL pushes the Cowboys more collectively. I'll agree with you there. I'll agree with you there. Can you elaborate on that, though, Law Nation? Like, what do you mean more collectively? In which way? You all got the fumble, no doubt. That's all. That's all. And Law Nation, you a huge Cowboys fan. That's all I'm saying. We got the fumble, no doubt. I'm not trying to cry over no spilt milk, but if we get our fumble and we put up 7 points right there, it changes the course of the events. You guys recovered that fumble. BF refs have been awful all season. Thank you. All I want to know is, because you guys watch football, it's Dallas Cowboys fans who actually believe that the refs are right about that call. The Zeke case last year was horrible. The Zeke case was terrible last year. It was terrible last year. It was terrible. It was a point where I thought Zeke wasn't going to get suspended. The Zeke case was horrible last year. I'm doing fine, David. How you doing, good brother? Dude, it was nothing but green jerseys on it. I feel you, Desert Eagle. I feel you. And you know, it's not just me saying that. Turn on the radio, they saying it. Turn on everywhere. They saying it, bro. They saying it. This ain't no fan love. I feel like the Giants coming too. Especially now that we sit in what's the name? We sit them. I feel like they coming too. We'll be better next year with King Wentz at 100. I think we'll be better next year for sure. Yes, but still went to OT. Listen. It went to OT because that was the path the game was set on because we didn't get the fumble. You understand that? Do you understand what I mean by how things can change? If I go back in time and throw my phone 10 minutes ago, this shuts off. My phone breaks. If we go up 7-0, y'all don't come out with the same play calling package. Y'all don't come out with the same play calling package. The Dallas Cowboys milk the clock once they get a lead. That game was designed, the play calling was designed for the Dallas Cowboys to take the lead. Understand, it was designed for the Dallas Cowboys to take the lead and control time of possession, which you did beautifully. But you didn't think about controlling time of possession. You didn't think about controlling time of possession with a 9-0 lead. You wanted a bigger lead when you did that. You didn't challenge us deep with Amari Cooper the entire game because you were controlling time of possession. When we tied the game up, what was it? 23-23 or 15-15, something like that. When the game got tied, they start bombing it. They went to plan B. It's a close game now. We can't play the possession game. They start bombing it. They start taking chances. I'm trying to tell you, we go up 7-0, Dak Prescott throws the ball earlier. He starts airing it out earlier, which probably still ends up in the same result, but who knows? In fact, and Dak threw 2 interceptions, but you control time of possession. Do you understand that? No doubt about it. We played horribly offensively. We had our chances to get the ball, but we put up at least 3 right there. We put up at least 3 points right there. We put up at least 3 points right there. It don't go into halftime. What was the score at halftime? I don't really remember. 9-0. That's not the score at halftime. That's not the score at halftime. That throws that second interception, and we're right there in field goal range, but we just so happen to get it in the end zone right there. Boomer Sooner, we're in it. Let me get my man Desert Eagle a moderator wrench, man. I don't know why I didn't do that. We control the clock and keep people on the sidelines. That's how we games. What? We didn't get deep because Linehan is trash. Cooper told Dak they sitting on our routes. Let's go up top. Oh, you don't know what Cooper told Dak. Cowboys will go one and done. Listen, man. Good luck to the Cowboys. I'm not hating, but I watch enough football to know that when they step outside into another stadium, they're done. They're done, bruh. What's going on, Gangrene? I'm having that same vibe we had from last season. What vibe you had last season? I know you ain't talking about we going to the Super Bowl because that's not the vibe I got. I got the vibe that we laying down since they talk about benching. What's the name? Let me get Loyal Houston, man. Another moderator, man. Another moderator. I done gave out 4 wrenches today, man. People always here, man. Loyal to the soil. Dak is clutch and Wentz sucks. Wentz has the highest QBR of any season he's ever played. We're not even going to talk about Dak and Wentz right now, bro. Wentz was never talked about not being the #1 quarterback. Never. Wentz actually led his team to the #1 seed. He led his team to the #1 seed. Dak has done that too. But they got bounced in the first round. Rams the only team without home field advantage. Rams the only team without home field advantage? What do you mean Rams are the only team without home field advantage? The Rams will get a home game. But if they end up, you mean because of the stadium? I got you. 11 flags for over 100 yards of penalties. The refs are trash across the board. I agree. I agree to an extent. Now, when you're talking about flags, that's different. When you're talking about plays that you can't even challenge or anything, all right. So Law Nation, this question is for you. Should they have brung the chains out when Ezekiel Elliott got that 4th and 1 in overtime? When it appeared that his knee hit down and he stretched out for it, should they have brung the chains out or not? They didn't even do it. They said first down. That's overtime. You got that play got to be under review. They did no such thing. No such thing. In overtime, when they threw the flag out and picked the flag back up, that stopped the clock. And the referee said there is no penalty on the play. Dallas didn't have to use a timeout at that time. A lot of people don't even look at stuff like this. Dallas didn't have to use a timeout at that time because when the referee threw the flag, they already start talking about the play they was going to run. Already start talking about the play. Little stuff like that. Little stuff like that is what I pay attention to. And nobody pays attention to stuff like that. Nobody pays attention to stuff like that. But our flags were more impactful, called the touchdown back. You're right. Love your channel, Lord Brunson. I respect that, Joey, man. I love you as a subscriber, brother. Loyal to Houston, Desert Eagle, don't work too hard, man. Oh, you at work, Desert Eagle? Brunson, you think Foles going to save the season? No, Foles ain't saving the season. Randy Gregory sack on Carson, Law Nation. Randy Gregory sack on Carson is a common call. A plethora of teams have been called for that same play. So that's not an anomaly. That's not an anomaly. Michael Bennett has been called for it multiple times this year. People have been getting called for it since Tom Brady tore his ACL in what was that, 2008? You can't go low on a quarterback. That's not an anomaly. Give me another team who got a fumble recovery and didn't get it. Give me another team who got a fumble recovery and the refs huddled up and said there is no clear recovery. That has never happened in the history of the game, to my knowledge. Zeke lowered the head the first time this year. That was a bad call. Zeke helmet to helmet was a bad call. Zeke, wait. That was a good call because that actually happened. Zeke did lower his helmet, almost gave himself a concussion. I mean, don't they? I mean, they owed you guys one. Didn't y'all hit Kamara in the helmet to helmet and then he didn't get that? He didn't get that? When y'all played the Saints, y'all gave helmet to helmet to Kamara. Vicious helmet to helmet. He couldn't come in the next play. He didn't get that. So it's like a double-edged sword with you guys, man. They pick and choose when they want to put the hammer down on y'all. And since y'all winning and it's generating revenue, I believe there was an agenda. I love football to death. Like I would hate for it. Like this feels like to me when I found out wrestling was fake. This feels like when I found out wrestling was fake. If I had concrete proof that the National Football League was scripted and just this cutthroat, I don't even know if I could be a fan anymore. But this feels like a fight that I watched where a boxer threw the fight. Where the ref screwed the fight. This feels like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. We all know Tyson Fury beat that guy. We all know that one of those judges shouldn't have voted that many rounds for Deontay Wilder, but it happened. It happened. I bet if we got the ball first, that first play would have went the Cowboys' way, and that's facts. If we got that ball first, we put up at least 307, bro. At least 307. At least 307. Cowboys fans really think they're a contender. Seriously, y'all will get crushed in the playoffs. Explain to me, we went 16 weeks last year without a hold penalty call on the opposing team. Y'all went 16 weeks last year without a holding on the opposing team? I don't know about that law. I gotta look that up. But if you say that's what happened, I got to believe that. That's crazy. I even thought it was crazy in our first meeting that we didn't get penalized. I even thought it was crazy in our first. There's no way in the world that for 16 games, playing different opponents every week 16 times, that's crazy. But what you gotta understand though, law, is that people really be on their A game, man. People really be on their A game when they play the Cowboys. Because they really want to beat you guys so bad. Bad dog in the building. What's up? I'm not blaming the refs. How am I blaming the refs? Everybody in the world said we should have got that fumble on the opening drive. It's not a blame, it's a fact. It's no blame and it's a fact. Also, Dez Bryant caught it as well. Dez Bryant did catch it, but that has nothing to do with us. Dez Bryant did catch it. You can't blame the failure of the Tony Romo era. You can't blame the failure of the Tony Romo era on what's happening right now. You can't do that. You can't blame that failure on what's happening right now. But you know what? Dez did catch it. I believe that game was against the Packers, right? That game was against the Packers. This one, everybody had fell in love with Aaron Rodgers, though. Everybody love Aaron. Oh, Aaron Rodgers can't do this. Aaron Rodgers can't lose to these guys. This one, that's my theory on that one. That's my theory on that one. That was a royal screw. That was a royal screw, but that was a royal screw. So Law. So if what you're saying is, hey, it happens, get over it, I'm kind of okay with that. I'm kind of okay with that. But the point of me saying this is that if I had bet somebody and that happened to me, I don't know if I could have paid them, bruh. I don't know. You got all Cowboy fans in their feelings. They always stick around. I've been at war with the Dallas Cowboys before the season started. Since the season started. Lord B, you need to start reporting on our super team, the Philadelphia 76ers. See, I was gonna start reporting on the Sixers. You know what I mean? I was gonna ask y'all on one of the live chats because I don't want to seem like I'm only reporting on the Sixers because they're okay right now. You know what I mean? You know how you guys are fickle because they're okay right now and we're not okay right now. So I was gonna start reporting on the Sixers after the football season. 0-9 at the half, but they got robbed. We did get robbed. Listen, if we get our fumble, it's not 0-9 at the half. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, bro? You think we get that fumble and we don't get 3 points? It was on like the 20-yard line. We was already probably in the red zone. What's good, Digital Print House? I ain't seen you in a while, buddy. We was already, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, bro. If we get that fumble, the whole course of the game changes, bro. The course of the game changes. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm a Philadelphia team. Flyers 76ers fighting Phils. Listen, I'm a Philly fan. The first play changed the entire tone of the game. No denying that. But the Dallas Cowboys fans won't give us that proper respect. We'll see Bad Dog at moderator. Bad Dog moderator. Not because you agree with me, Bad Dog. Because listen, man. Because you're a fellow content creator, and I think you're a good dude. Despite all these guys, despite all these other content creators who really think I'm emotional, it's just pure passion. It's passion. I'm not emotional. I'm gonna have a 5-star dinner, whether we win, whether we doing good or not. This is passion, man. I'm passionate about my team. When I do something, I put everything into it. You know what I mean? Listen, man. Listen, I gotta get out of here. I gotta hurry up and throw a shirt on real quick. I gotta meet my wife at this restaurant. Dude, we all know what happened. The fumble changed the tone of the game. I'm not saying we would have won the game if we would have recovered the fumble, but it changed the tone of the game. It let us know that we was going to get royally screwed. And that's what happened, man. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you. I ain't got no shirt on, so that probably hurt a little bit. And I am the best reporting on the Eagles.